Kieran Culkin, known for his role as Roman Roy in the hit show Succession, has always been someone who embraces the quirky side of life. In a surprising confession during a recent interview, Culkin shared a hilarious yet somewhat mischievous moment that involved his co-star Mark Ruffalo. It seems that during a stage performance, Culkin pulled off a prank that got Ruffalo unexpectedly high. How did this happen? The story begins with a prop joint. The scene takes place in a context where both Culkin and Ruffalo were on stage for a live event, possibly a charity show, a comedy skit, or even a special appearance. Prop joints are often used in film and theater, serving as a practical, safe alternative for scenes that depict marijuana use. They are usually made of herbal substitutes or other non-psychoactive materials, so the actors can portray the act of smoking without any risk involved. This is where Culkin's mischievous streak came into play. While the joint he was supposed to pass to Ruffalo on stage was simply a prop, Culkin had the idea of swapping it with a real one before the performance. It wasn't just a moment of reckless abandon. Culkin's sense of humor and penchant for mischief had a more playful undertone. What could possibly go wrong? The prop switch happened before the show began, and Culkin handed over the joint, as was required by the performance. However, unbeknownst to Ruffalo, the one he smoked wasn't the harmless herbal substitute everyone expected. As the scene unfolded, Ruffalo unknowingly smoked the real joint that Culkin had secretly swapped in. Of course, Ruffalo didn't realize the mix-up until much later, after the effects started to kick in. Initially, Mark Ruffalo didn't notice anything amiss. He went through the scene, playing his role, and continuing the performance as planned. However, as the effects of the marijuana started to set in, it became evident that something was off. Ruffalo began to experience a level of altered perception that he hadn't anticipated, eventually realizing that the prop joint wasn't as innocuous as he'd assumed. The realization hit him in a mix of confusion and surprise, leaving him to question how he'd been caught up in the prank. It didn't take long for Ruffalo to connect the dots. His confusion and growing awareness of the situation were likely what made the whole incident even funnier. Meanwhile, Culkin, having orchestrated the entire prank, couldn't help but chuckle at the situation. After all, it was a rare opportunity for him to play a prank on someone as seasoned and experienced as Ruffalo. In the aftermath, Ruffalo shared his experience with the press and his co-stars, admitting he was taken by surprise. He also expressed his appreciation for Culkin's sense of humor, acknowledging that it was an unforgettable moment. In typical Ruffalo fashion, he laughed it off, highlighting how much fun it was to have a light-hearted comedic moment, even if it involved a bit of mischief. For Culkin, the experience was simply another addition to his playful persona. Over the years, Culkin has built a reputation for being quick-witted, often embracing offbeat humor, and finding joy in playful moments on and off screen. This prank on Ruffalo, while harmless, was another testament to Culkin's unique sense of fun. While the prank may have caught Ruffalo off guard, it also highlighted the camaraderie and chemistry between the two actors. Their friendship and sense of humor are clearly in sync, allowing for such a humorous and unexpected situation to unfold. Culkin's confession, paired with Ruffalo's candid reaction, showcased just how much they enjoy their craft and the moments of spontaneity that come with it. The entire incident might not have been planned, but it served as a reminder of the unexpected nature of live performances and the friendship that exists between two highly talented actors. It was a moment that left the audience laughing, and it became an amusing anecdote that the duo would likely share for years to come. The real joint prank may have been a one-time event, but the bond between Kieran Culkin and Mark Ruffalo remains strong, filled with laughter, trust, and an understanding of each other's comedic sensibilities. In the end, Culkin's light-hearted prank didn't just get Ruffalo high, it created a memorable moment that both actors will cherish, a reminder that, even in the world of acting, there's always room for a little laughter and mischief.